Hey guys, this is Luke with Arrowhead Rifles. Today we're going to go through how to clean your muzzleloader. It's a question I get asked all the time, so it's about time we did a video on it. I'll just jump right in so we don't waste your time with chit-chat. So first step, pull the barrel. Make sure you can see daylight through the barrel. Whatever gun you're cleaning, always important to make sure it's unloaded before you start into it. The next step is I would pull the breech plug, but you don't want to watch me crank on a wrench for 30 seconds pulling the plug, so we're starting with the breech plug out of this gun already. For cleaning supplies, I like Hobby's number 9 or the Vortec carbon remover, and then for Blackhorn 209 residue on the muzzle brakes, I like an ammonia-based cleaner like Windex or anything you find in the cleaning aisle at the grocery store. As far as when to clean, Blackhorn 209 is somewhat gun dependent, but with our guns, we're seeing typically 10 to 20 shots before you at least need to run an oil patch and a couple of dry patches. Deep cleans with Blackhorn, every 50 to 75 shots, I like to pull the breech plug and really get into it. As far as the smokeless loads, you can go 50 to 75 shots before you need to do anything. Essentially, for most guys, that's just clean it at the end of the season. So actually jumping into cleaning, we got the breech plug out now. If this was a Blackhorn 209 gun, I'd hit the muzzle brake with some of this ammonia cleaner. That'll just melt the Blackhorn residue away. We're not going to stink it up in here, so just imagine that I sprayed a bunch of ammonia cleaner on that brake and all the residue melted off. The breech plug, you could soak it in Vortec. The ammonia works good, but I'm just going to squirt it off with ammonia, so I guess I am going to stink it up a little bit in here. But the 2 points to clean on the breech plug are this recess in the front. That can fill up with carbon, and then not as critical in the back because the modules pretty much pull out all the carbon when you shoot them. You can hit the primer pocket, and then make sure you get that recess cleaned out in the front. I'll just wipe off a little extra anti-seize there. I'm going to wipe that off, but we'll set that there and let it dry off. Next step is patching. I just use a regular rifle cleaning rod, 45 cal brush. We actually won't use the brush at all for scrubbing. I mean, if you want to do a deep clean, brass or nylon brush, you can use that, but we typically just patch clean and find that works well enough. So instead of using the traditional muzzleloader jag, we find it's better to just wrap the patch around the brush like that, and you don't have to worry about losing it in the middle of the barrel. We'll put a little of this Vortec on here today. We've actually cleaned this gun once or twice, figuring out the video, so this patch isn't going to come out super dirty. But I don't get too worried about cleaning the gun until you get a spotless white patch. You're going to end up doing more damage to your barrel than that. So you can see we've run a fair number of wet patches through there, and it's still coming out a little dirty. At this point, I'd let the solvent sit for 10 or 15 minutes, let it do its work. So just imagine 15 minutes has gone by. I'll come back with some dry patches now. You can short stroke it, kind of scrub the bore a little bit, like that. Pretty clean. Two or three or four dry patches, about all you need to do. And at this point, I'd call it clean. If I was going to go hunting with the gun, I'd take some isopropyl alcohol now and run an alcohol patch through it just to get any oil out of there. That's something I should mention as far as hunting on a clean versus a fouled bore. I'm never hunting on a clean bore. I don't know what the percentage is, but way over half of the misfires I hear about are guys that cleaned their gun, left a little oil in there, and then went hunting, and boom, first shot's a misfire because their powder got soaked. And I haven't seen a cap, firing off a primer be enough to actually burn up all the solvent. So I always shoot a full powered load through the gun before I go hunting. Plus, you often will see a point of impact shift from a clean bore to a foul bore. So I'm always hunting on a foul bore. So we've got the barrel clean. Like I said, if I'm going hunting, isopropyl patch through. If I'm putting it into storage, I'm doing a rust preventative like Fast Strike or Rem oil or some other oil. Just run a patch of that through there before I put it into storage. The other thing I look at the end of the year, it actually doesn't hurt to take a look at it before you go out hunting. It's another part I've seen misfires happen is if you get fouling in your, or some sort of contamination in your bolt, a kernel of powder or whatever, that's enough to hang up the firing pin. So we've got this handy tool we use. You can Google Remington 700 bolt removal, and you can hook it on your shoestring. There's lots of ways to get it apart, but pull it apart, shoot some compressed air in there, make sure that's clean. A little bit of anti-seize on your bolt shroud is not a bad idea. If you're hunting extremely cold weather, I'd probably hunt with it dry, just because you get below zero, anti-seize and stuff can gum up and slow your firing pin mechanism. So clean bolt, clean barrel. At this point, breech plug's looking dry. We use this Loctite anti-seize available on our website. Just a little bit of that, just one line down. Anti-seize is definitely another good way to get a misfire. Throw that in there. All right, I'm going to make you watch me put it in, because there's another trick I want to show you after I do this. So 40, 50 inch pounds is what we're going for. We're going to pretend I put it in there all the way. So this is a spent module, primer's fired. But if you've got a kernel of powder in there or some contamination, whatever, it does not take much to mess up your headspace. So I actually didn't put the plug in all the way. The bolt won't close. So I like to do a check either with our headspace gauges or our module, just to make sure the bolt closes all the way after I'm done cleaning. And then you've got it fully seated. So 40, like I said, 40, 50 inch pounds for tightness, and then put that in there and check. Yep, closes up nice, and so we're good to go. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments below. Let us know what you think, how often you clean your muzzleloader, any tips or tricks I missed. Be glad to hear about them. Thanks for watching.